So let's check out hole number 3 here, see what we got going. Hole number 3. I like to hit this hole. I like to come down into this area right here and try and get up on that flat. And this is one of those holes that it's very easy to get up here and then drop back down and then roll back into this flat area here. There's a ledge that goes right along here, and you want to stay up on top of that ledge. This is a very tricky hole, especially when you're playing one-on-one and you're in wind. That's headwind. It definitely flattens the ball out when you're on this hole with headwind. If we're getting tailwind in the tournament, which hopefully we are, we're going to start from here and go up here, and we're not really going to have to make any big adjustments. On this particular hole, we want to bring our backbone. So we've got our backbone, and I'm not sure that ball is super important here, so we're going to use our navigator. So we can knock that wind down just a bit. We're still harvesting out, looking for big topper chests. Since we're only playing in the rookie divisions, we're always trying to increase our clubs by looking for gold chests. And we're off to hole number 3 of the Voyager tournament. I'm not sure what the Voyager tournament's all about. I read in the news all the new changes that are coming along, so it'll be curious on how those play out. And it's probably like a 3-ring short right there. It's curious that he just didn't put it in the area he wanted, so he didn't have to check up on the shot. So there's min club, so we're really close to minimum. When I'm shooting these holes, I always like to find a mark, so I've got my blue rings wedged up there at the top. And with tailwind, I'm going to put on just the side spin with no top or back spin. And let the wind do its thing. So we're at 1.8, so there's 3.6. We're a little shy of 2 rings. About 1.5. Hitting perfect. First shot at this tournament. Let's see if we made it up on the flat. We didn't. So in that scenario, we either need to bring a ball that gives us a little more curl so that when we land we can get up on the flat, or we're going to need to put just a titch of topspin on it. Or we can move our ball forward, but it's always nice if you can find a spot where you can wedge your ball in, and that's the spot that you're hitting from. That way your setup time for your shot is very minimal, and then it's all about adjustment. So it's all about a little topspin, a little backspin. If you come into it and every time you're picking a different spot and you're making adjustments, it's super difficult to get consistent. And so the whole deal is you want to give yourself that opportunity to get that hole-in-one on a weekend round. And so you only need to get that hole-in-one once during the week. So you want to try and dial that in, and the best way to dial it in is to have some things where there's no variables. The ball goes in the same places every time, and then we make other adjustments to it to try and dial that in. If you're not setting it up in the same spot every time and you're doing it, then it's going to be really difficult to skill it into the hole. I mean, we've all made hole-in-ones, but not all of them were skill. Some of them were luck. Our opponents had 7 hole-in-ones. This lower shot down here, I know a lot of people do it, but that lower shot is tricky. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong. I think the shot from the left-hand side is also a pretty dangerous shot. This is not my club of choice for this hole. Once again, I'm starting up on the blue ring, up against the fringe, and then we're just going to try and dial it in. We got a 3/8 wind, and it's 1-2 per ring, so there's 3-6. Hey, get up there. Move it forward right there. We're gonna run out of time. Hitting a perfect shot. Our wind adjustment was a little off. Need to come at it from the other side. Get this hole on Tour 7 a lot, and I like the Guardian on it a little better than the Sniper because the rings on it. So I may switch on that hole. I may switch up on that hole. All right, that was hole number 3, excuse me.